Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So sorry, it's been a hot minute since I've been able to actually sit down and film something. I've been so crazy busy, but this is the third and final video in my LimeCrime series, so I will be doing the third Venus palette, or I will be using this palette today. I'm honestly super excited for this one. I have been waiting for such a long time to really dig into this palette because it's just so pretty. I'm honestly obsessed with the packaging of everything. The shades in here too. I love purple and pink and colors like that, so using this palette I'm really excited for this video today. So I already did my brows and I cleaned those up off camera. So the first thing I'm going to do is go in with my primer, and I'm going to be going in with the P. Louise base, their Rumor base. This is super nice. And I'm also going to be going in with that on a MAC 242S, which looks like that. So we're just going to take some of this on here and prime the eyes. And I like to take this brush and just kind of pat it on. I don't swipe it around or anything. I really just want to pat it into the skin. And I have been obsessed with this primer lately. I think if you didn't want to really buy it and wait the whole time for it to get here, because it is from the UK, so it definitely takes a lot longer to get to you depending on where you are. I live in California, so there's definitely a bit of a wait. But if you wanted something very similar to this, but you didn't really want to wait, I would suggest the Tarte Shape Tape because it has the same kind of consistency to it. It's really nice. So I'm just patting that in. So now that I have patted that into my skin, I'm going to go ahead and start with the Venus 3 palette. And as you guys, if you guys follow LimeCrime on Instagram, which you should, they actually just came out with their new plushie eye quads, or I don't know if they're specifically eye quads. I think it's a kind of just called a face quad type of thing. But I would definitely recommend it. I think that it looks absolutely gorgeous based off of everything that they've been posting lately. It looks super pretty. The colors are gorgeous, honestly. Just from what I've seen in the pictures, they just look adorable. So anyway, going in with the LimeCrime Venus 3 palette. So of course the first thing that I'm going to do is go in with the transition shade, and for that I'm going to go in with the shade Dreamy right here. It's really nice, subtle pink, almost like a lavender shade, but it's really nice. It's a muted shade, but it's really pretty. And I'm going to go in with the Kylie blending brush that came with her Royal Peach palette. I've actually really been liking this brush for blending. It's super nice. So I'm just going to go in on my crease and see how pigmented that color actually is. It looks like it's this really pretty muted color in the palette, but then you actually get it on your eye and it's just so pretty. So as you guys can tell, I just put that color all around my crease. And if you're having trouble identifying where your crease is, if you kind of feel your eyeball and then you just kind of figure out where that socket of your eye is, if you can kind of feel your finger will kind of go in a little bit, that is where the socket of your eye is, which is where I like to put my crease shades, because I do have slightly hooded eyes, so it makes my crease a little bit more out there. So I like to really get into the socket of my eye and just blend out those shades. Alright, now I'm going to go in with a Morphe M433 brush, and I'm going to go in with the shade Bliss right here, which is this really nice pretty pink color. And I'm basically just going to go over the exact place where I just put that Dreamy shade. Just kind of deepen up that crease a little bit. And the one thing that I have noticed a lot with the Venus palettes is the shadows are so easy to blend out. Genuinely, these are some of my favorite shadows to work with, because I was getting ready for BeautyCon the other day, and of course you're getting up early, you have to make sure you get all your stuff done, and I was using the original Venus palette and I was blending it and I was like, oh, okay, it literally blended itself out. It was so So nice. It made my life a lot easier that morning. So definitely that's for sure a plus with these shadows. And they don't really have that much kickback or like fallout or anything. You can see a tiny, tiny bit in the pan. Like with this blush shade right here, you could see a tiny, tiny bit. But other than that, there's like literally almost none. So these are really, really nice shadows. Alright, so now just to deepen up that crease even more, and also show you guys how easy it is to really just kind of like build up the colors in this palette, I'm going to go in with the shade Paradise, which is, of course, one of my favorite shades in here just because it's just this beautiful, vibrant purple. And I'm going to take that on a Tarte double-ended brush, this a fluffy side, and this side. I'm going to be using this side. I'm going to go in and just take my brush, make sure I get a decent amount on there, tap off the excess, and I'm just going to go in probably slightly underneath where I put those shadows just to make sure that when I blend it out it doesn't go everywhere. So that way when I blend it up it's exactly where it needs to be. I know that this is a lot of purple and it might be super intimidating, but you can use as much or as little as you want. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. You can use these shadows for anything. Like you can use a little bit of that Paradise shade that I just put on like the outer corner of your eye. You can do it like on your lower lash line just so you have like a pop of color. It doesn't have to be super crazy. I personally am just a huge fan of color, so I love just having it like all over my eyes. And now what I'm going to do is just to blend that out slightly more, I'm going to go back in with my Morphe 433 brush, and I'm going to go back in with that light muted dreamy shade right here, and I'm just going to lightly blend that into this purple, so that way there's some seamless transitioning going on from light to dark. Alright, so that now that we have gotten all that purple on here, I'm going to do a slight cut crease, and I'm going to be using the ColourPop No Filter Concealer for that. I actually really like this for cutting the crease because it's such a light concealer on me that it makes the pigment that I put on top of it really pop. It's so nice. And then one of the favorite brushes that I use to cut my crease is another double-ended brush from Tarte, as a fluffy side on this side and then this nice flat side right here, and this is what I like to use for cutting my crease. So I'm just going to go ahead and swipe some of that concealer off of the wand and just follow my crease. Alright, so now that I have done the half cut crease right here, I'm going to go in, oh gosh, what do I want to go in on? I'm going to go in with the shade Heavenly, which is this shade right here. It's a very pretty, like, reflective purple and gold kind of mixture. I'm going to go in with the same brush that I just used to cut the crease. I'm going to just pat that on. This is definitely a shade that probably works better with your finger, so I'm going to do that. Oh yeah, so much better. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with another brush, and I'm going to go in with the shade Rapture, which is a really pretty, like, how do I describe this? It has, like, it's like a light pink with, like, some slight purple reflex in it. Super pretty. I'm going to go in with a Sephora Precision Shadow Brush. I'm going to pack that on first, and then I'm going to put Heavenly right on top of it. Alright, so now I'm going to go back in with that Heavenly shade and just pack that on top. Oh yeah, that is gorgeous. Alright, so now that I have done all the stuff for the eyes, I'm going to zoom you guys in just a little bit so you can really see what the eyes look like. Alright, so that is what this looks like so far. I'm going to add a little bit more shadow to the outer corners, just so that way we can really blend everything together. Alright, so now that we have blended out the outer corners, I'm going to go in and do some winged liner, of course. I know I said I wanted this to be natural, and I feel like I literally always say that, but this is just like an example of the things that you could do with this palette. There are some more brown shades in here. There's one over here and then one over here as well. So if you wanted to do something similar, like the same style of look but use those shades instead, you could totally do that. Literally use the same exact techniques that I did and you would come off with the same look, just different colors. But yeah, so for now I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Maneater mascara liner, and this is honestly one of my favorite liners. Felt tip, I've been using this I don't even know how long, like go to, honestly. This is my ride or die. And so I'm going to just do a quick wing. Alright, and so the next thing we are going to do is use lashes. I am personally going to be using some Vegas nail lashes. These are in what I think it is I believe this is the Grand Glamour style, so they look like this. You always want to make sure that you are trimming your false lashes to the shape of your eye, because nobody's eyeball is this big around that they can fit this entire lash on their eye. So you can put it on just for a second, make sure that you figure out how long you really need it, and then you can trim off the excess. You can use a small pair of scissors. I personally have lately been using just a pair of nail clippers, and that's what I've been using for this. This also comes with a little bit of lash glue. I honestly never trust the lash glue that comes in these packages because it almost never works for me. So I either use the Duo lash glue, which you could get at like CVS anywhere, or I use the Tarte lash glue. And I actually really like that one too because it dries clear. So I'm going to go ahead and just size these on my eyes and then pop them on. Alright, so now I'm going to apply these. Just going to pop them on. I like to look down, make sure that I have them exactly where I want them, and I'll pop them in the center first. Then inner corner. And then outer corner. These are surprisingly very, very comfortable. This is the first time that I've ever tried the Vegas style of lashes. They're like brand of lashes because they're actually very, very comfortable. I think I've trimmed them perfectly to fit my eye so they don't like poke me or anything. They feel really nice. I know it looks a little weird on the camera because of this little side right here, but it's just because of the way that I trimmed them. So we should be all good. I'm just waiting for the glue on this one to get slightly tacky so I can apply it. But yeah, these are actually very, very comfortable. They are definitely very voluminous. If you wanted to wear these more for like a night out or, you know, wherever, this would definitely be the style for that. But these are very, very comfortable. Like, I don't feel any issues. I've had issues with lashes in the past before, and these are honestly really, really nice. And I bought these at like Target, so that it's not like they're like, you know, you have to go to, you know, their website or anything. Like, you can go anywhere and you should be able to find these. Alright, I'm going to stick these on. Alright, so now I'm just going to put on a little bit of mascara to make sure that those are blended nicely together. And I'm going in with the Tarte Lash Paint Mascara. If you were to buy any mascara from Tarte, I would seriously, seriously recommend the lash. For now, we're going to move on to the face, and then we will come back and finish the eyes when we're all done with that. So, for primer, I'm going to be going in with a couple different things. I literally just got this yesterday as one of the people who was working the Urban Decay Beautycon booth came by and gave us a bunch of these little free samples of the Urban Decay Quick Fix Prep and Prime kind of spray. So I'm going to try this, and then I'm also going to mix that with another primer just because I do have oily skin, so I want to make sure that I really get some mattifying primer on there. So I'm just going to spray this. If I could get it. Hold on. There we go. And like I said, I'm also going to be mixing this with another primer. I'm going to be going in with the Makeup Forever Mattifying Primer. This is one of the first primers I ever actually used when I really got into makeup. And I like this primer. It's going to sound weird, but I like this primer a lot because the way it applies, it feels like it's like dragging on your face, which is why I know it's matte. And that's honestly one of my favorite parts because I know it's like sticking to my skin. And that's like my favorite thing ever. Because then if your primer is sticking to you, then that means your foundation will stick to your primer and everything will stick to your face. And you won't have to worry about it coming off during the day. Alright, so for foundation, I'm going to be using the Sapphire Beauty Blender, which I'm honestly freaking obsessed with. Just this color, I love it. And so I'm going to be going in on this Beauty Blender with the ColourPop No Filter Foundation. I really like this foundation, honestly. It's so nice, and it's $12 freaking dollars. Like, seriously, if you have not tried it, like, it's not like you're gonna be wasting a whole bunch of money. Like, just try it. It's so nice, honestly. I love it. This is one of the few foundations that I can wear that doesn't drive me absolutely freaking insane with making my face itch. I don't really know what was going on with that lately. I think maybe it was just like my skin. I don't know. But this does not have that effect on me, which is really nice. Alright, now for concealer, I'm going to go back in with that ColourPop concealer that we used to cut the crease. And I'm going to put this under my eye, which definitely needs concealer because these bags ain't cute. Chin, nose, and forehead. Alright, so now that I have applied all the places for highlight, I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier, oh my god, it looks so white. I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier setting powder, and I'm going to set all the places that I just put highlight, and I'm basically setting my entire face because I also want to set the places that I put my foundation. Now I'm going to go in with the Tarte Pro Glow palette as usual, and I'm going to go in with the shade Sculpt. This is the powder shade. I just didn't really feel like doing cream contour today, so I'm just going to go in. And I'm using my Vanity Planet angled brush. This is seriously my favorite brush ever for contouring. I'm freaking obsessed with it. So now I'm going to go in with my, if you guessed it and you've been here for a while, you already know I'm going in with my Benefit Cheekathon palette. And I'm going to go in with the shade Dandelion, which is this light pink shade on the bottom right here. And I'm going in on my E4 brush from Morphe. Alright, so now we're going to go back to the eyes and just finish those up before we do the highlight and the lips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, if I could find it, I'm going to take this smudging brush from Vanity Planet. It has a nice short tip on it. And I'm going to go in with, let's see, I'm going to go in with Bliss and just smudge this on my lower lash line. And I'm also going to go in with the shade Ecstasy, because that's that darker brown shade. I'm going to put that right on top of it just to deepen this up. Alright, so now that I have done the lower lash line, I'm going to go in and highlight my inner and outer corner. And to do that, I am going to go in with, I'm going to go in with the Kylie Cosmetics Weather Collection Highlighter Palette. And I think I want to go in with Cloud 9, I think is what that's going to be. So I'm going to take this flat crown brush and I'm going to just dip into this pinky shade right here, so this one. And I'm just going to highlight my inner corner. Alright, so now that my brow bone and my inner corner have been highlighted, I'm going to pop on some lower lash mascara, and of course using the Lash Paint Mascara from Tarte Cosmetics because I'm freaking obsessed with it. I'm just going to pop some of that on. Alright, so now that I have done all of this, I'm just going to pop on some highlight and some lipstick, and then we will be done. So I'm going to go back in to the Kylie Cosmetics highlighter palette from the Weather collection. I'm going to go back in with that same shade, Cloud 9, and just put this on the high points of my face, so my cheekbones. Oh my god, yes! My nose. Okie dokie, so now I'm going to go ahead and apply a lip. And I'm not sure what I want to do with this one, so let's find out. I think I want to do a gloss with this one. I'm going to go in with the shade Bitter Cherry from LimeCrime's newest Wet Cherry Gloss collection. This is a really pretty, like, pinky nude. And I'm not a gloss person, and their glosses I'm honestly obsessed with because I've tried the Kylie glosses, and even though they're pigmented as hell, I feel like they're definitely a little bit more heavy and a little bit more sticky than these are. And these are literally like the softest, like, most comfortable gloss that I've honestly ever tried. So I'm going to apply this. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray for oil control. I'm just going to spray this all over. Fan myself, make sure everything is nice and dry. Alrighty, you guys, this is the finished look. I honestly really love the way that the lashes pair with this look. I think it looks very glam, but it also looks very neutral and just very pretty. So that is the final video for my LimeCrime series. I'm honestly super excited because that means I get to move on to some other tutorials. I just ordered the Norvina palette today, so I will definitely be doing a tutorial with that when I get it. And I'm also thinking of doing some more challenge videos. So if there's anything that you guys really want to see me do, feel free to message me on my Instagram. I'm at ash_slay_MUA. And comment my pictures, comment on this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. I am really trying to, you know, keep going with these videos. I know it's been a hot minute since I've been able to sit down and film, but I'm really trying to sit down more and get some more stuff done. So yeah, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys like this look, and make sure to, again, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.